From humble beginnings in the Philippines to becoming one of the faces of the P-pop movement, today we're going to be talking about the girl group known as BINI. BINI, Bohina, Behina, Bambina, BINI. And before we get into this, let me explain. I'm probably most well known on this YouTube malarkey for my coverage of the girl group Fourth Impact, which is a Filipino girl group, and I read every comment and their name keeps popping up underneath that one. The name is BINI. So I've looked into it. I didn't know much about this. It's a different girl group from the Philippines, so obviously people are comparing them. For the past 3 weeks I've just been sleeping, waking, listening, hearing and seeing all things BINI to try and understand these girls, and today I finally learned enough about them to put it into some kind of coherent video to tell you exactly who these girls are, what I think of them, and of course, as everything else on this channel, where are they now? So this is BINI, the girl group with a loyal fan base that is known as Blooms, which is a cute name, isn't it? Let's be honest, Blooms, how adorable. They are a P-pop group, which I didn't know was a thing, so now I fell down the P-pop rabbit hole. Let me tell you, there's so much more about P-pop that I think I've got about 10 other P-pop videos in the works. We all know about K-pop, but something that's really taken over and I definitely think has the potential to go global is P-pop, which is basically pop groups from the Philippines. But anyway, back to the main subject of the video, BINI. BINI is an 8-member Filipino group formed by ABS-CBN star Hun Academy. That, believe me you, is difficult to say. The members of the band are, you know what, am I even going to do this again? Because every time I name these people, I always butcher the names and people find it really offensive in the comments, and I don't want to offend you, so I'll tell you what, let me just let them introduce themselves.
Hi! Hi, I'm Stacey. I'm Colette. I'm Malloy. I'm Joanna.
I'm Aya.
I'm Sheena.
I'm Gwen. I'm Mika.
And we are BINI!
Perfect, way better than I could have done. Now they were all selected for a grueling trainee program modelled after South Korea's idol system. I think by now everyone understands that K-pop has this crazy training schedule. If you haven't, I did a Blackpink video some time ago. I'm sure you can find there where I talk about that in mucho detail. But for everyone who can't be bothered, just know this is not a casual audition process. For years, these girls trained in singing, dancing, language and performance, all while living under strict schedules. They weren't just being prepared to be singers, they were being moulded into full-fledged idols. After months of preparation, BINI officially debuted in 2021 with their song Born to Win. It was an ambitious launch, slick choreography, polished vocals and a sound that was clearly targeting both local and international audiences. From the beginning, they were already trying to be huge, global. They were not just content with being a Filipino girl group, they wanted to go global. So you'll see a lot of English coming out in the songs as opposed to traditionally Filipino girl groups who will just sing. They don't do English. Whereas this one, they were like learning to do different languages. It's also worth noting, just for the heck of it, that when I was researching this, I thought, what's their first presence on YouTube? What's the first thing they've ever done? And I found this song about coconuts in the early stages. And let me tell you, I don't know if it was meant to be a parody or what, but the first time I listened to it, I thought, that has got to be the worst song ever. It's like they've just put a load of English words together and said, what sounds good, let's give it a try. But then I found it was stuck in my head, so I listened to it again and again, and it's been stuck in my head ever since. I actually love it. If I had a Spotify Wrapped, I think that coconut song would be on top. I need to hear it more and more. It's like the theme song on my mind now. I've gone from hating the thing to absolutely just loving it and adoring it. Anyway, moving on, chapter 2, the rise to fame. The timings for BINI couldn't be more perfect. The Philippines had long embraced K-pop, but fans were asking, when would a true homegrown group step up to compete? BINI filled that gap, branding themselves not just as entertainers, but as cultural ambassadors. Their debut music video racked up millions of views, and the group quickly gained visibility on mainstream TV and social media. Their fans, the Blooms, once again, fantastic name, mobilised online in a way that rivaled established K-pop fandoms. It was like a P-pop versus K-pop war. K-pop was winning in every way, and then comes BINI to really rattle things up. By 2022, BINI was performing at national events, featured in brand endorsements and drawing comparisons to SB19, who are the trailblazers of P-pop. Once again, if you don't know who they are, feel free to Google it or just wait about, because videos in the works. So the girls were doing great, headlines were calling them the nation's girl group, but as every idol group learns, the higher you rise, the higher and the greater the expectations are for you. Like clockwork, criticism followed. Some detractors dismissed BINI as nothing more than a K-pop copycat, claiming that their music and image lacked any kind of originality. Others were questioning whether ABS-CBN, struggling with financial and political changes, could even sustain an international pop group. Then came the inevitable fan wars. Rival P-pop fandoms clashed with Blooms online, turning Twitter, or well, what was Twitter, I refuse to call it X, so we're sticking with Twitter, turning Twitter into a battleground. Arguments over chart placements, streaming numbers, and who deserved more recognition became daily noise. At one point, rumours even spread that internal tensions might cause a lineup change. There was more drama going on in the P-pop world than 90s R&B. Let me tell you, like, Biggie and Tupac is nothing compared to the rivalries of P-pop. Though nothing actually changed with the lineup, still, in the idol world, even rumours can hurt momentum. But perhaps the biggest challenge that BINI faced early on wasn't a scandal at all. It was simply to be taken seriously. Could a Filipino girl group really go toe to toe with global idols? We've seen it with K-pop. We keep doing this comparison of P-pop and K-pop, and it's hard not to, especially on a global stage, right? Where people are just going to see them as too similar. And can that really be taken serious in the world of today? Not to mention, they're such a big group. It's 8 members. That's a lot of people that didn't know each other and was only brought together based off the fact that they could all sing and they all passed this training academy. Doesn't mean that they're friends, doesn't mean that they like one another, and they're all going to bring their own personalities, right? You've got the group's eldest, often called the visual and the spokesperson. You've got this lady here, known for the powerful vocals. You've got another vocal powerhouse with a soulful tune. You've got the standout dancer. You've got the one noted for the charisma and the style. You've got the leader who keeps the group steady. And you've got the youngest one with undeniable star potential, who's probably at some point going to go off to do their own solo career. That's a lot of personalities to clash. However, it's also a lot of personalities to like. It really, when they gel together, seemingly perfect. So for the next chapter, let's talk about where they are now. Where are BINI now in 2025? Now the noise of the launch has subsided. Now that they've had a few years to really establish who they are and to grow, and not just a new fan base, but a fan base that's been around for a while. Well, despite the noise, BINI has kept moving forward. By 2023 and 2024, they had already truly evolved. Songs like these two showed that they're not just all about polished choreography, but they've got an identity which is uniquely Filipino and uniquely them. I feel like when they first started off, they were imitating K-pop a lot, but by 2023, early 2024, they really stopped imitating anyone and they became their own. What's the word for it? They just found themselves a little bit, is I guess what I'm trying to say. And it really showed, and it was really something that the fans noticed. Their music videos continue to rack up millions of views. TikTok challenges based off their choreography spread worldwide, and their presence at international festivals proved that they weren't just a local phenomenon. Slowly but surely, BINI was becoming the face of modern Filipino pop. And now let's be honest, it's impossible to talk about BINI without mentioning Blooms in their own chapter, which we've already spoke about a lot throughout this video, but they deserve a word of their own. The fandom has organised massive streaming projects, trended hashtags worldwide, and even coordinated birthday ads for the members. Just like the armies for BTS, or the blinks for Blackpink, Blooms have played a crucial role in keeping BINI visible. This passionate online activity is what turns a group from popular to legendary, and for BINI, it may be the single biggest reason that they've survived industry skepticism. Just to really make myself clear on this, what I'm saying is that it doesn't matter how talented you are, it doesn't matter how good looking a group is, how well dressed they are, how well organised, how well the songs are wrote, it doesn't matter about any of that. All it matters is if the audience likes you. And if you have a fan base that's really gonna be behind you and really gonna fight your corner, it's the difference between being a one-hit wonder and having a year of popularity before fading into the abyss, and being an actual legendary global success. And the Blooms, the fan base for BINI is, it might not be the largest fan base in the world, but they are so dedicated to seeing the success of these girls. It is really inspiring to see. So where do they go from here? Rumours suggest a world tour could be on the horizon, especially as their international fan base grows. It's not just the Filipino fan base anymore. They've got fans in America, they've got fans in the UK, they've got fans all over the world. There's also talks of collaborations, possibly even with Korean or Western artists. But with opportunity comes risk. Idol groups often face burnout, scandals, and the ever-present possibility of disabandonment. Can BINI sustain this pace for the long term? And what happens if one of the members decides to go solo? Because we all know whom it may be. And if that happens, what becomes of the fate of the rest of the band? That is one for the comments below. The next few years are crucial for BINI. They will define whether BINI becomes a household name or just a beloved chapter in the history of P-pop. But one thing is clear, BINI has already secured their place in history as one of the Philippines' most successful girl groups. Whether they reach global stardom or remain a cultural treasure at home, their story is about more than just music. It's about resilience, it's about identity, and most of all, it's about the power of fans who believe in their idols no matter what. And that is the story of BINI, from humble beginnings to where they are now. Let me know what you think. If I missed anything out that you think is important, please let me know in the comments. And if this is your first time hearing of BINI, check out the Coconut song because you will not regret it. Thanks for watching.